Good morning. It's Saturday the 4th of October 2025 and today I'm in the New Forest. The New Forest in the county of Hampshire and a small part of Wiltshire was once a royal hunting ground for William the Conqueror. It is made up of vast areas of unspoilt woodland, heathland and river valleys in which deer, ponies and cattle roam free. In 2005, the New Forest was designated as a national park. How are we doing? So, the New Forest, fantastic. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am about being in the New Forest. It wasn't somewhere that I was actually planning on coming this year, but as time went on and I looked at my budget, I thought, do you know what? I think I'm going to book a few days somewhere in October, as I have done, and I chose the New Forest. Wonderful, really excited about exploring the area. So I'm staying here for 5 nights, so I've just arrived. I haven't checked into my guest house yet, that'll be after I've done this walk. So I'm just starting my tour of the New Forest, just doing a very, very short walk. I've parked at the car park there at Millyford Bridge, and I think this walk is probably less than 3 miles, so it's going to be a nice sort of reintroduction for me to the New Forest. But I haven't made any films in the New Forest before, so I'm really excited on making as many films as I can do whilst I'm staying here over the next 5 nights. Okay, well, my first landmark on today's walk is this. Now this apparently is called the Portuguese Fireplace. Have a look round it and see. Ah. Okay. Right. Well, I have got some information in a book which I've sort of copied onto my phone, so I'll just read what it says about the Portuguese fireplace now. During the First World War, Portuguese troops were stationed in the New Forest to help produce vitally important timber. There was a great shortage of local manpower at the time, as most forest workers were doing military service. To ensure that meals were cooked in the traditional way, troops constructed this fireplace. It now stands as a memorial to their assistance. Lovely. I walked along the side of the road for about 170 yards until I could see a 5-bar gate on the left. Aha! My first gate of the day, and also my first gate whilst I'm in the New Forest. Okay, so I've just checked the map and I'm now entering a place called Holidays Hill Enclosure. The track divided after about 150 yards. I forked left here to follow the main track. Yeah, so the weather's a little bit unpredictable at the moment. Still some rain lingering, but the forecast from midday onwards today is supposed to be sunshine, but the sunshine sort of comes out and then it disappears and then is replaced by rain showers. So I don't know, just to see how it goes. Luckily it's only a short walk I'm doing today. Anyway, what's this over here? What can you see? All right, okay. So look then. Oh wow, look at that. Okay, well let's go and have a wander up there. Take a closer look. There we are then. A sculpture of one of the New Forest's local inhabitants. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so welcome to the New Forest Reptile Centre. Yeah. Specially created display enclosures allow you to study these animals close up. We have the only collection of all the native lizards, snakes, frogs and toads, including Britain's only venomous snake, the adder, and rarest lizard, the sand lizard. Oh, what will you spot? Well, I'm not very eagle-eyed, I'm afraid, but I can't see anything. There should be a sand lizard there, and then this one should be grass snakes, slow worms, adders. I've looked and looked and looked, but I cannot see anything. Whether it's just that I just can't see for looking, or perhaps it's the wrong time of year. I mean, we are into October now, so maybe they've been taken out and they're sort of kept elsewhere for the season. But I couldn't see anything on the information board. It doesn't say that the reptile centre closes during the autumn months or anything. So yeah, there might be some lizards lurking in the grass somewhere, but unfortunately, I can't see anything. But maybe they're hibernating well this time of year. Who knows? Oh well, never mind. I'll move on and carry on with my walk, I think. Although I could find no information about the opening times, I later discovered online that the Reptile Centre was indeed closed for the season. From here, I went through a gate by a cattle grid, with the keeper's cottage on my left. Turning right opposite the cottage, I followed a grassy path as it wound through the heather, widening out to follow the right-hand side of Warwick Slade Heath. So this bit of heathland is called Warwick Slade, and this kind of heathland is very common in the New Forest. That's one thing I do remember about it. And also, very common in the New Forest, are the New Forest ponies. Here we go. There's a few here. I won't get too close, but hello, how are you? Nice day, isn't it? Yeah, enjoying the sunshine? Oh. Okay, well, I'll just keep my distance. There's a couple more ponies over there, and I just approached the main road ahead. Still a bit drafty. Oh, it's not too bad though. So I think it's going to get better after today. Bearing to the right, away from the road, I reached a gate to enter Nightwood enclosure. walking through Nightwood enclosure now. Up here somewhere, there should be something of interest. I think I can just about make out where it is. This is Nightwood Oak. There's an information board back there, so I'll just go and have a look. The Queen has been beheaded. This tree has a distinctive shape with a swollen trunk and dense head of branches because historically it was pollarded. I think that's pollarded or pollarded. I'm going to say pollarded. So here it says pollarding actually means beheading. It is the act of taking off the crown of a semi-mature tree just above human head height, forcing it to grow a multitude of narrow stems from this point upwards. The sticks that grew could be harvested after about 15 to 20 years, but because they grew above the browsing height of deer, ponies and cattle, it was safe to allow these animals to graze around it. Harvesting and repollarding would have carried on for years and years on an extended cycle, but the practice came to an end about 300 years ago, as it didn't suit the massive scale of the timber needs of the Royal Navy. A humble abode. This ancient oak is a fantastic home for all kinds of wildlife. All the nooks and crannies, crevices and cavities, and the huge canopy of leaves are a welcome place for animals and small plants to live. Did you know that ancient oaks can support over 280 different species of insects? Well, here's another information board, so I'll just read a little bit of this. History of the Nightwood Oak. For 600 years, the Nightwood Oak has stood here, surveying her domain in stately silence. She is probably the biggest and oldest oak tree in the New Forest. Queen of the forest. As you move around this tree, you'll take a step back in time to see a Victorian view of over 100 years ago. This living monument was seen by early New Forest tourists in Victorian times, and acquired the name Queen of the Forest. This special tree has featured as a landmark on maps since that time. That was very pleasant indeed. It was lovely to see Nightwood Oak. An oak tree that's several hundred years old. Fantastic really, isn't it? Okay, well, I've emerged onto a quiet road here, and over there's a car park. That's the Nightwood Oak enclosure. I'll just walk up the road here for a short way. I can just see the path that I need to take now actually, just off here on the right. I'll follow this path now. That'll take me back towards Hollidays Hill enclosure. I've almost done the loop of the walk then. Oh, just look at this. Absolutely wonderful. Just beautiful. As I said earlier, I'm so excited to be in the New Forest. This is only my first day, so things are going to get better. But something else I've talked about in the past is when I was growing up, I used to go with my grandparents on their caravanning holidays. And another place they went to a couple of times was Bournemouth. But whilst we were staying in Bournemouth, we would have skirted the New Forest as we travelled down. Now that would have been my very first encounter with the area. And I think also when we were out and about, we would have driven across the New Forest. I don't remember much about it, but we sort of just basically dipped our toes in the area whilst we were caravanning in Bournemouth. But as I say, I came back to the New Forest myself for a weekend in 1991. But I'll talk about that on another walk that I'm planning to do this week. watch this space. The path climbed gently to meet a gravel track at a bend, along which I bore right. Okay, looking lovely now. The sun's really out, so hopefully we've seen the last of the rain now. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm back in the Holidays Hill enclosure now. Just a little bit of a walk up here, and I'll be back near the start of the walk. Well, that's it. I finished the walk. I'm just approaching Millyford Bridge again, which is where I started the walk and where my car's parked. And that was a nice short walk. I don't think it was any more than 3 miles, if that. So a nice start to the New Forest. So I'm looking forward to exploring more of the area. So I'm just going to go back to the car now. I'll just take my boots off, take my coat off, and then I'm going to drive to nearby Lyndhurst, because Lyndhurst is where I'm staying in the New Forest over the next few days. So looking forward to that. Welcome to Avalon House. This is my B&B in Lyndhurst. This is where I'm going to be staying for the next 5 nights. Lovely. So yeah, looks like a very nice room. So I've just met Nick, who's one of the hosts here. He sort of let me in and brought me up to the room here. Seems very nice. I've not unpacked anything at all yet, so I just thought I'd film this last bit now before I settle down, really. Anyway, so this is the wardrobe. Yeah. There's a few clothes hangers there, but I think that's enough for me. I'm a man, I don't have a lot of clothes. Hairdryer there. I'm sure I'll find the hairdryer useful. So over there, some nice pictures on the wall as well. Got tea and coffee maker there. That blue flask, Nick says that's full of milk, so if I use the milk, he'll just fill it up every day for me. King size bed too, actually. I don't think I've actually stayed in a room with a king size bed before, but this was what was available when I made the booking, so I'm very happy with that. Yeah, can't really see too much out of the window, just a quiet street there, but that's fine. But I am literally sort of 2 minutes walk from the centre of Lyndhurst, so I've got everything there on the doorstep. TV, nice little comfy chair there if I want it. Let's look at the ensuite. So, this is the ensuite. Yeah, great. Shower there. Yeah, everything I could possibly want really in my stay. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is a nice room. I think this will suit me really well for the 5 nights I'm staying here. Okay, well Nick's, he just showed me this form which he wants me to fill in. This is just basically to choose what I want for breakfast tomorrow. So if I choose what I want for breakfast tomorrow, fill it in, and then I just leave the form in the porch, and then he'll pick it up later. So that's good. Great. Okay, well, that's it then really. I just wanted to have a quick look around my room before I get myself settled. So, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to spending 5 nights here in Lyndhurst in Avalon House. Great stuff.